Good afternoon, Griffins. Welcome to the Virtual Volunteer Fair Information Session 2. Thank you so much for joining in today. Apologies for a little bit late, where we're having a little bit of difficulty with our connections, but we'll get started right away. All right, this event is brought to you by Student Volunteer Connections, also known as SVC, your on-campus volunteer hub. This is a Teams live event. As you can see, you can engage with us through the Q&A box. So feel free to drop your questions in the Q&A box throughout the session. We have a line of amazing presenters who will then respond to your questions either after their presentation or in a written reply. And also, please watch out for important links that we'll be sharing throughout the session in our announcements. Before we start, I'd like to talk a little bit about Project Serve. As you know, this event is part of Winter Project Serve, which are a variety of volunteering related events happening across this week. There are 2 more information sessions like this one, where you can connect with community partners directly and ask questions about their volunteer opportunities. And they're happening at the same time tomorrow on Wednesday and on Thursday as well. So if you're interested in finding more about opportunities with different organizations than today, check it out. We'll share a schedule for Project Serve in the announcement right away. And in addition to that, there are also one-off virtual volunteer activities where you can meet new people, learn new skills, and connect with the community partners that you're volunteering with through Project Serve as well. And all of these activities, if you participate in any of them, you also get to win a Starbucks gift card. If you participate in any events, you'll be entered into a free draw, and there are 25 of them. So the chance of winning is quite high. And the more you participate, the higher your winning chances. All right. And lastly, before I start the event, I'd also like to talk a little bit about the team behind Project Serve, which is Student Volunteer Connections. This is your on-campus volunteer hub. If you would like to stay updated with SVC events, programs, and more things volunteering related, please enroll in the free SVC course link page using the self-registration tab on course link. And we'll share information about how to do that in the announcement as well. And if all of this seems a little bit too overwhelming for you, just email us at svc@uoguelph.ca and we can help you with anything volunteering related on and off campus. All right, so without further ado, I would like to invite the first presenter from People and Information Network, Kim. All right, Kim, give me one quick sec and I will get started with the pin video. Would you like to come on, or would you like me to share the video first, Kim?
Would you like to share the video? That would be great.
Awesome, I can do that. All right, I will be sharing a quick promotional video about PIN with you folks.
Welcome to PIN, the People and Information Network. PIN provides connections and leadership in Guelph and Wellington to support the development of individuals and organizations. We help people navigate essential community services, provide a hub for volunteer opportunities and engagement, and enable best practices and continuous learning for professionals in the nonprofit sector. We envision a world where strong and welcoming communities are connected through volunteerism, information sharing, and leadership development, and we do that through our 3 pillars of work: the volunteer network, community information, and nonprofit leadership. We believe that everyone has something to contribute to our community. Through our volunteer network, we seek to inspire action through volunteer opportunities, inspiration, and engagement. We believe everyone should have access to the services they need to grow and prosper. Through our community information pillar of work, we help connect people to the essential information they need. If you have questions, we have answers. We believe the community benefit sector is the engine of our society and economy. Through our nonprofit leadership pillar, PIN offers training, consultation, and best practices to build and strengthen capacity in our community. At PIN, we connect people, ideas, and information. Let us help you and inspire you as we build a community where people can work, live, and play. Visit pinnetwork.ca.
Awesome. All right, folks. If you give me one quick sec, I will now share folks. I'll share the PowerPoint for Kim and then invite Kim on. Bear with me one more second. All right, Kim, you're on.
Thank you, Ray. And you've made this very easy. You've made it very welcoming for me to join today. So thank you, and thanks to everyone who is on the call today. So as you can see by this first slide, it is our 20th anniversary this year. PIN, the People and Information Network, formerly the Volunteer Center of Guelph Wellington, was initially born out of the International Year of the Volunteer, which occurred in 2001. So we're excited for this year coming up to our 20th anniversary, and opportunities like this to be able to connect with the community is always a gift for us. So thank you very much for the invitation. If we can move to the next slide. What I'd like to talk about today is just the portal that we have for volunteer opportunities. So in addition to the information that Ray provided on the course link, in the community, there is a great resource through our volunteer network platform. And there's a few ways that you can engage with this portal. And so you can begin. I'm going to talk to you about 3 different things here. We're going to start with the bottom up, if you will. You can create a profile on our database where you you indicate, I should say, the areas of interest that you have. Perhaps you have a passion for working with youth or with seniors, or you're very interested in events and program development. There are ways that you can develop your profile, your volunteer profile, so that when a new opportunity comes to the database, it automatically sends it to you. It's like curated for yourself and delivered right to your inbox. You also can subscribe to a weekly recruitment ad or a weekly volunteer posting listing that we have. And that overviews 5 different positions that have come to the database over the last week. And it could be areas as broad as, you know, an event-based, something that's short-term, long-term, and in a variety of different days and times during the week. The one that I'll focus in on now is where we're going to start your search. And so I'd ask Ray to go to the next page. Wonderful. So when you click start your search, there's a few ways you can have a look here. You can search by areas of interest. You can search by what's new, what has come to the database. You can search by the organization that perhaps you have a passion for. You can search by your community, and you can search, as it says at the bottom, events and virtual volunteering. The database is updated regularly, and we're thrilled to be able to offer this as a portal, as a hub for volunteerism in the community. Next slide, please. When you find a link in, when you find a volunteer opportunity within that database and you go to click that, it will show you a little bit about the information of that particular volunteer posting. However, if you were to click, for example, Notes of Hope volunteer, and so we'll ask Ray to advance to the next slide. What ends up coming up is a more curated, detailed record of that volunteer posting. It'll tell you whether or not you need a police records check. It'll tell you whether the role is flexible, or whether it's a certain day or time, or how many hours per week that they might be looking for. So all of the details are in there, and there are a couple things that you can do with this as well. You can either call that organization, the telephone number's on the page. You can email them directly, or you can click yes, I'd like to volunteer, which is a quick little form that asks for your name, your contact information, and a little bit about you, and that information is forwarded to the organization that is holding that volunteer posting record. So if we can move to the next slide, right? Wonderful. So clearly, over the last 10 months, volunteerism has looked a little differently. There's been some organizations who have had to close some of their volunteer opportunities. There have been some organizations that have transitioned their role, either for safety measures that are in person, like the Guelph Food Bank, for example, we have today on the call, would be able to speak to that, and also transitioning into virtual roles. So there's a variety of different ways that you can still engage safely in your community. We also have a program that we've been trying to help the community understand whether they are comfortable with a virtual role, a low touch role, or a high touch role. Those virtual roles, obviously, for folks who are comfortable with technology, have access to technology, and are able to enjoy that virtual space. We also have low touch roles, which would be perhaps like the Seed, who's going to be on our call today, that is dropping food baskets, for example, to porch drop-offs. And then there would be more high touch roles, such as volunteer driving, where you would have a higher degree of interaction with the public. What's most important as individuals are considering what their volunteer experience might look like during COVID, and I would ask either Ray or Kara to put the link into the chat or the Q&A. It would be a resource that we have provided, and it talks about safety as a volunteer. Really important that you consider your own health and safety. It can really important that you consider where you have been prior to volunteering, what your own health is like at the time, if you are feeling that you may have an oncoming fever, the sniffles even as a beginning of a cough. Any of those sorts of things should indicate to you that you should stay home. So that's really important. And if there's any questions that people might have about safety and volunteering, I'd be happy to answer those. Next slide, please, Ray. The last program is actually a volunteer program that we run at PIN. It is in partnership with the City of Guelph. And what this program is, we recruit volunteers in the City of Guelph to become snow angels. And those snow angels are matched with an individual in our community, a senior or an individual living with disability, who are unable to remove snow from their driveway, from the end of their driveway specifically. So after a significant snowfall and the plow goes by the street, there is what's called the windrow left at the end of the driveway, which can be very high and very heavy and creates a safety and accessibility barrier for those that are living. That seems to be something that is challenging for people to be able to leave their home or for services to be able to come in. So annually, beginning every October, and we recruit volunteers right through to the whole season, because you never really know how much snow is going to be coming. It's very simple. Within 24 hours of a snow removal, a snow plow event through the City of Guelph, where they put the plows out, volunteers are asked to go to their match and shovel the end of their driveway with that windrow. And quite often volunteers will shovel the entire driveway. It's a great way to get some exercise, to be outside in the elements, especially if you love winter, and to do good in the community. So thank you. I'd be happy to answer any questions about the Snow Angels program, about our portal. And if we go to the next slide, final slide, you can find us at pinnetwork.ca. You can contact us through the telephone number that is provided on the screen. Our office currently is closed due to COVID, but our portal, pinnetwork.ca, is open 24 hours, 7 days a week, and we'd be more than happy to help you find a meaningful volunteer match. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Kim. Doesn't look like we have any questions so far. So folks in the in the room, if you have any questions about PIN's services and program offerings, please drop your questions in the Q&A box, and Kim will be able to reply if someone else is presenting. And we'll also have an open Q&A space at the very end of the presentations for folks to ask any questions they may have. All right. So next up, we have Sam from the Sustainability Office at the University of Guelph. Sam, if you could share your screen with me.
For sure. I believe I just shared it. Maybe if you could let me know if you could see it.
Yep, I can see it. Just give me 1 sec before I put you live.
For sure.
Just loading a little bit. All right, and you are live.
Perfect. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really excited to be here today to talk to you about some volunteering opportunities we have with the Sustainability Office this semester. So our office is currently closed due to COVID, but we've made quite a shift to the online world, and so we have quite a few virtual volunteering opportunities that I'll be talking about. And forgive me, my PowerPoint presentation had a bit of a thing, so I moved to a PDF to be a bit resourceful there, but hopefully it will still get all the information across. So one question you might be having is, what is the Sustainability Office? So if you haven't heard of us yet, not to worry. So we are a hub for campus sustainability and climate action at the University of Guelph. You'll often see some of our members around toting the compost bins to our truck, or perhaps putting up signage around our waste bins, or even that kind of stuff. We're usually all over the place on campus, doing a whole bunch of things, and that's a neat thing about our sustainability office. We do everything from waste reduction to campus naturalization projects, to even wide-scale greenhouse gas emission like mitigation projects. So huge scale and range of things is what we oversee at the Sustainability Office. And with that, and all the things that we do, and forgive, I'm sorry, there's a bit of a lag. Perfect. Just some examples of ways you might have seen us on campus, whether it's signage or upcoming campaigns, or our Waste Wizard, which is our online waste sorting portal, or maybe the Green Griffin Initiative logo you've seen around. This is all run through us. And if you haven't made it to campus yet, don't worry, you'll definitely be seeing a lot of stuff online with all of us as well. We're pretty active online. And I'll move right along into some of the volunteer opportunities. So a huge thing that we've kind of taken shape in our office over the last few years is creating opportunities for our students. We love having students help bring energy into our office and into a lot of the programs and initiatives we do. And we also have a lot of opportunities for students to bring in their own ideas and projects into our campus to help improve campus sustainability. So a few of those opportunities I'll kind of just touch on, and then we'll also be sharing the links so you can always learn more. One of those programs is our Sustainability Ambassador program. So this is probably our most popular program. It started last fall, and since then has gained a lot of interest. This program is meant for students who are interested in leading a project or volunteering on more of a project action-based kind of initiative or project. So everything from campus-based sustainability to even community-based sustainability projects. A lot of neat things come out of this program. We have everything from like podcasts to actual like initiatives on the ground to even like more virtual campaigning. So a lot of different opportunities here. The whole reason for this program is just to support your projects and your ideas, really bring them to life. So if you've ever been on campus and you wanted to see something there, or you've always wanted to carry out a project or wonder like, oh, I wish the university did this or had this, we're really here to help you build that. So that is the Sustainability Ambassador project in a nutshell. There's more information about this on our website, which we'll make sure that we get to you. I will just touch on a few projects. So You don't just have to lead a project to be a sustainability ambassador. With all of these great projects, there's many volunteers there as well. And whether you're leading the project or volunteering, you're known as a sustainability ambassador. So these are some of our projects. I won't get into absolutely all of them because that would take up my entire time today. They're all really incredible projects that have come out of students coming forward with interests and ideas on how to improve campus sustainability. So I'll just touch on a few that might be of interest to people. So we have everything from like a pollinator conservation project. So this will be taking place behind South Residence. So right now this is all virtual, so a lot of it would be planning, helping research for what should go on a sign, what's good signage, what makes good signage, how do we explain to people the importance of this area and what we're doing. So a lot of really cool virtual stuff. We also have Bird Safe Guelph, which is being featured in Guelph today and just had an article come out yesterday. So a lot of really neat stuff there. They're working on making Guelph more bird safe, especially the really cool window initiative. And then everything else here as well. Some pretty neat projects that all started with a student reaching out to us. So as it says on the slide, your idea could be here as well. We're always accepting project ideas and we work with you to get that project idea up and off the ground. So even if you're not 100% set on a project, but you have an interest or a passion, you can always bring it to our office and we can work with you to make sure that could be an action-based project or initiative. Another thing that's really interesting, if you are a first year, this is our first year with a Sustainable Residence Committee. It is meant just for our first year students as a way to connect you with other first years interested in sustainability. So this has a huge focus on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We kind of use that as a lens. We kind of apply that lens to a lot of the work that's happening here in our city. So we'll be talking a lot about the Sustainable Development Goals and campus organizations as well as community organizations that are doing amazing work towards the SDGs. We have a lot of fun stuff planned this semester, so it's kind of a mix of like learning exercises and opportunities to have guest speakers come in and discuss sustainability topics with other first years. But then we also have a collective action project this year, and it's really fun because our students came up with the idea of doing a sustainable resource guide for incoming first years next year. So everything they should know about how to pack and come to university in a sustainable way, like where can you find some like thrifted stuff or different ways you can acquire items without having to always buy new. And some really neat resources that'll be coming out by our current first years for future first years. So super neat. If you're a first year, that is an exclusive opportunity for you. We'll be putting the links there of how you can learn more information and how to apply for that. And then our last opportunity before I will wrap up. Oh, again, sorry for the PDF, but hopefully like's not too bad. The Sustainability Month. So this is a tradition here at the University of Guelph. It started years and years ago as Sustainability Day, moved to Sustainability Week. Last year in 2020, we did actually move to our first ever month, but this year we're counting it as our first ever Sustainability Month, and it'll be completely virtual, so tons of opportunity to get involved. A huge part of this will be bringing together the community in the city of Guelph with campus community through a series of virtual events and activities and challenges and giveaways and tons of stuff going on. So this is a really fun opportunity if you really want to learn about event planning, doing campaigns and social media. There's tons of opportunities here. And so we're looking for students, staff, and faculty. We're even open as well to community members if you're interested in helping out. We'll be putting together our planning team. Actually, the end of this week is the last time to kind of apply and share your interest. Because we need to get busy working away on Sustainability Month as it is March. So it's coming sooner than we think, but it's really fun, and that will have tons of opportunities available. Even if you don't want to volunteer for it, you'll have tons of opportunities to attend. And then one quick last thing. So for anyone who volunteers with us or with any other organization that has a bit of a sustainability lens or focus, you can actually apply all of those in those hours towards a WWF Canada Living Planet Leader certification. So this is self-guided. You kind of make it your own experience. So we currently have 8 Living Planet leaders at the University of Guelph, which is pretty incredible because we only came partner with WWF last year. So in a year, we've had 8 students complete the certification, which is pretty amazing. And we have everyone from like OVC students who've taken more of like a biodiversity approach, to more sustainability focused students working with our office, to students who've never volunteered with our office but have volunteered with other organizations in the community. So tons of opportunities. You do have to complete some actions as well in your academics and personal applications and show you have leadership and volunteerism, but tons of really great ways you can earn this. And you have from your first year to up to 3 months after you finish your degree. So if you graduate in June, you'd have until September the following year or the following semester to then submit all this stuff to get your certification. But really fun opportunity. And then that is all. I'll just quickly show here on the slide. You can, if you have your phone handy, take a screenshot or a picture really quickly of this. This is all of our information, which we'll also post there in the chat. Feel free to reach out, and I definitely recommend checking out our website. There's tons of awesome information there on all of those programs as well as other opportunities. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed sharing about all these awesome opportunities.
Thank you, Sam. There's tons of opportunities for you folks to get involved in if sustainability is a passion of yours. I don't see any questions so far, but I do have a quick question for you, Sam. In terms of getting involved, do folks need to know any like previous knowledge or any specific skills in order for them to get involved with the opportunities? Is there any like requirements you're asking for, or can people just reach out and find things to get involved with you directly? Like it could be like a conversation.
For sure, yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, so we accept everyone with any knowledge of sustainability. So if you're rather new and you're not too sure really what sustainability is or what it means or what it looks like, yeah, we definitely welcome you to reach out. And even if you have an idea of like this would be really interesting, definitely reach out. But if you've seen maybe an initiative or a program where you're like, hey, can we bring this to the University of Guelph? We absolutely love that. We've had quite a few students do that recently. They say like, oh, hey, did you know McGill has this really cool program? Look at how they're doing this. Can we bring this here? And it's really neat to see. So yeah, I guess the only prerequisite we need is passion, and students that really want to make that change is the only prerequisite, I would say. We do a lot of opportunities to learn skills and work hand in hand, and we have a lot of really cool experience on our team and even amongst our own other students. So tons of opportunity to learn skills while volunteering with us.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Sam.
Yeah, no problem.
And for folks in the room, please take advantage of the Q&A box and send in any of your questions and questions to any of the partners presenting today. So it doesn't have to be the presenter that who is talking right now. It can just be someone you're interested in that already presented or will be presenting. So I'm gonna invite the next partner in, and then we'll do an overall sort of Q&A at the end. So so students remember who were the presenters. Now we have Pauline from Guelph Food Bank. All right, Pauline, just give me one quick sec. Let me set it up. All right, Pauline actually prepared an awesome introduction video for us. So give us a quick second and I'll share that with you.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Guelph Food Bank, also known as Club Food Bank, the free gym that you can get access to in Guelph while doing something great in the community. No, this is not an infomercial. It's actually some history on the food bank and some volunteer opportunities that you can get involved in. We are a group of like-minded individuals in this community, and we need your help. We were established in 1989 by our founding members who came here to build a church. Quickly thereafter, started getting calls on the church line from people needing help with food, because at that point there was no food bank organization in the city, and that's how people were getting help with food. They quickly then decided that they needed to start a food bank here in the city, and 30 plus years later, we are still going strong. To date, we distribute more than 1.3 million pounds of food each year through our various food and distribution programs. We support over 40 agencies all over Southwestern Ontario. And we see 30,000 plus visits each year. It really is a community thing. Without the community, we wouldn't be able to do what we do here today. We do not receive any government or United Way funding. Everything that happens here is because of this city. And 1.3 million pounds of food definitely does not distribute itself. That's the equivalent to approximately 5 blue whales or 170 elephants. That is a lot of food coming in each year. In total, that food gets distributed throughout our 40 plus agencies that we do some work with or support in some ways. Not all of these are agency members directly, but we work with reciprocally with as many organizations as we can. These organizations include women's shelters, recovery homes, youth resource centers, neighborhood groups and pantries, meal programs, and other food banks. Without our volunteers, we just couldn't do it. It's just not possible. We thank all of our volunteers every single day when they come in, and we can't wait for you to join our team. Which brings us to how you can get involved and what some of the benefits are. Are you ready to do good and feel good? As we mentioned before, 1.3 million pounds of food does not move itself. So it's time for you to get out of the house and do some good. Forget the spandex, loud music, crowded gyms, and membership fees. If you're tight on time but don't want to miss an opportunity to have a workout and give back to the community, look no further. You can do that here at the Guelph Food Bank. Not sure how you want to get involved or what works best for you? Not to worry. You can choose from one of our different classes. May not look like your traditional Pilates class or weight building seminar, but we've got lots of opportunities for you. You can help us out with client servicing in the mornings by giving back directly to the clients that come in. You can help us sort food donations that come in through the back and make sure they're all rotated properly. You can help us build hampers to feed the client servicing team. Or you can go out on pickup runs around the community and help us get the much needed food donations from around the city that we need to keep running all of our other programs. Now that you're super stoked and excited to get involved with us and get more information about how you can get involved in one of these amazing classes, it's time for you to connect with us. You can stop by and pay us a visit, 100 Crimea Street. We're never too busy to say hi to you and get you started with us. And you can reach out to us via phone at 519-767-1380. Shoot us an email at gfb@spiritwind.ca or go online and visit us at guelphfoodbank.com or via any of our social channels at Guelph Food Bank. Thanks so much. We can't wait to see you and can't wait to have you on our team. Take care.
Awesome, Pauline. I just make your frame live. You want to perhaps quickly also introduce yourself again?
Perfect. So I'm Pauline. I'm with the Guelph Food Bank, and with me I do have a couple of our teammates, Noelle and Helen, as well as some of the other friendly faces you'll likely see here. And the only other thing that I'd probably want to add to the little video clip thing we had there is one of the questions that we do get asked by a lot of people, which is about our COVID-specific safety measures, because as Kim mentioned earlier, we are definitely a high contact point. We have not missed a single day of servicing during the entire pandemic, first or second lockdown, of which we're very happy, and we couldn't do it again without our volunteers. But we do have a number of safety measures in place, all of which we've been going back and forth with public health to make sure we're in line with everything and anything that they could possibly want us to do. As you can see, even though we work together every day, we are still wearing our masks as well. Our servicing hallway itself, how we've redone our our servicing program for client servicing, it is completely social distanced. All of the volunteers that are in the hallway have additional PPE on top of the masks. They're also wearing a face shield because there is the possibility of being within 2 meters of someone. We are sanitizing everything regularly. It occasionally smells a little too much like Lysol spray, but we're getting a little too used to that as well. In general, just we're making sure that we're not booking more than, or trying as best we can. Sometimes we have other volunteers that are just too excited to come in and we end up with more than 10 people, but we do our best to try and make sure that we just have 10 people per shift. And yeah, just making sure that any volunteer position that you're doing with us, talk to us regularly. We will put you in whatever position you want to be in based on your comfort levels. That's a big thing to us. At the end of the day, we really rely on our volunteers. We couldn't move 1.3 million pounds of food without volunteers, not when there's only like 4 of us. So thank you so much for your help in advance, and please drop by and say hi. It's the one place you still can be social. We just won't shake your hand.
Thank you so much, Pauline. All right, again, now we have the floor open. We do have another partner from Seed. However, there has been a connection issue for them to join in. So what we'll do is we'll share the contact information from Seed in announcements and invite you to check out their website. And Seed essentially is a food program to support folks who have challenges with access to food. And currently they're doing an emergency food program where they deliver food to households that have needs of food. So we'll share information in an announcement right away. And there are other really amazing programs that Seed is providing as well. And it's a really interesting and well-reputed organization within Guelph. So it's definitely an opportunity for you to get involved in. All right, so Kara, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about Seed in our announcement, that would be great. And now I'll open the floor to all of you in front of the camera. Any questions for any of our partners? We have Kim from PIN, which is our volunteer hub, volunteer center locally, but also provides an opportunity with the Snow Angels, which is a snow shoveling program. Then we have Sam from the Sustainability Office on campus, and anything you can think of in terms of sustainability projects, it seems that they're offering that. And then we also have Pauline, who just presented around opportunities with the food bank. So any questions about volunteering with these folks, please send your questions in. And maybe as students are coming up with their questions, I have a couple that I prepared that I'm curious to learn from you folks. One thing that I noticed with students sort of not going through with opportunities is that somehow either they lost interest or the process lost them in the application process. So just with the opportunity that you folks provide, what advice do you give to students who are like interested or thinking, but not too sure where to start? How should they get started or stay connected with your opportunities so that, you know, we understand at the beginning of the semester it's quite busy, but what would be the first step you would recommend them to do to get connected with you? And let me know if you would like to talk first, and I can put your screen up. All right, Sam.
Okay, perfect. Am I good to answer? Okay, perfect. There we go. I see I'm live. So yeah, one way you can stay connected with us is we actually have a newsletter. So it goes out weekly. It's prepared by our peer helpers, and we share everything from our like internal opportunities. If it's like a one-off, like, hey, we really need someone's help this week to do this one specific task, which might be better if you are like pretty overwhelmed and your schedule is really hectic and you were like, oh yeah, I can definitely do like a one-off thing. Or if you are just like more curious, maybe your schedule settled down, you kind of got into your routine this semester. You can also see like what's kind of what regular occurring opportunities are as well. We're more than happy to answer any of those questions as well. But yeah, we have tons of really fun opportunities on there. Usually it's our highlight and it comes out once a week, so we try not to overshare either, so it comes out once a week. You can sign up on that by actually emailing sustainability@guelph.ca to say, hey, can I be added to the newsletter, and we'll add you right away. And yeah, other things as well is I'd say follow us on social media. We always share really fun opportunities on there, whether it's with our own with our own office or other things on campus, or just neat things happening around. It's just a great way to stay kind of up to date, and we always share things that we think would be of interest. So yeah, it's a great way to just find very curated, sustainability focused volunteering opportunities. And if you're kind of lost, if you're like, I really want to do something, I'm not really sure, and I know they can be very overwhelming, especially we have so much going on. So you're more than welcome to just send us an email, say like, hey, I'm really interested in this, I really want to learn these skills, or I really want to learn more about this, or I want to do this. If you send that to us, we can kind of don't want to say curate, but we do try to make positions that can also fit people's interests and what they want to grow into. So don't be shy or scared to email us. We're more than happy, either myself or my peers, to work with you to find something that fits. Yeah, I'll pass it off now.
Thank you, Sam. And if you don't mind just making an announcement for us with the email address you just suggested, and I'll invite Kim to share a little bit. All right, Kim, you can unmute yourself now.
How is it after 10 months, right? After 10 months, we're still doing that. Okay, this is actually a topic that I love to connect with people about. And the reason for that is at PIN, we believe that everyone has the ability to make a difference and find a meaningful volunteer activity. And the word volunteer is, by definition, it's giving of your time to a particular cause or a particular action or a particular task. However, volunteering doesn't always translate into really what it boils down to is it's giving, and it's being a good person. It is holding a door open for someone. It is picking up garbage as you walk through the park. It is painting rocks like we saw in the first lockdown and the painted rocks for the Guelph General Hospital. Those are all ways that people are volunteering, and it's being done in an informal way. And it's really based on being good, sharing the good, doing the good, giving the good in all sorts of ways. So while we're talking today about formal opportunities, I always encourage people to sit back and say, what is my passion? What do I love? What am I good at? What do I want to spend my time at? And I think over the last 10 months, perhaps my peers on the call today and you as students might agree with me when I say, I believe that people have done some reflecting. What do they want to spend their time at, right? We've had more time at home. Perhaps we've developed some new hobbies, whether that be being active outside and walking the trails, or in our family, we did pick up on a couple of Netflix, binge watching seasons, I'll be honest. But we're still looking at ways that we can give back as a family or give back as individuals. So that's the first place I would start, is really reflection for yourself. What is important to you? Be realistic about your time. So knowing, could I give 2 hours a week? Does it have to be 2 hours a week? Is there flexibility? And when you're connecting with formal organizations about volunteering, be really honest with yourself and be honest with that organization, so that the organization, their role as well as your role, is to find the right fit. So if they're looking for someone who can commit every Tuesday from 7 to 9 for 4 months, you need to be realistic for yourself whether that's actually something that you can commit to. And I always, and prior to being at PIN, I actually worked with seniors in retirement and long-term care. And my belief was that, and that was for me and for my organization, is that even an individual coming in and providing an hour's worth of visit time with an older adult, or playing a game of cards, sitting down and reading their mail with them, any piece of that was very flexible in our organization, and we welcomed that input of the community. It helps make that connection. And so I was very open to flexibility. There are roles and there are organizations where that's not always possible, but have the conversation, be courageous. And if you don't see something you like, I invite you to make your volunteer opportunity. I invite you to say, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to take some steps to finding that out. And it sounds like my peers on the call, whether that be Student Volunteer Connections, Samantha at Sustainability Office, Pauline at the Food Bank, come with an idea. Be open to opportunity that's available to you, and I promise you, the volunteering that when you put yourself out there, you're benefiting not only the community, but you're absolutely benefiting yourself.
Thank you so much, Kim. Those are some words of wisdom. Definitely with volunteering, many of the time students are sort of unsure where to start, and it's really it could be paid position or unpaid position. At the end of the day, it's always about what's important to you and what really gets you going, gets you excited, right? So definitely the first step is asking yourself, why are you doing this? What do you want to get out of it, and what's realistic? So thank you so much for those suggestions. We did have a question for Guelph Food Bank, and I just want to clarify whether the student was asking if there's any virtual opportunities for the food bank, or are you asking if any outside of Guelph residents can also drive in to volunteer? Seems like the answer is anyone who's living anywhere, if they can access the physical location, they can volunteer at the food bank in person. But I wonder, to Pauline, if there's any virtual opportunities for folks to get connected with with the food bank.
Am I good to answer?
Yeah. Okay.
So as a rule, no. It's unfortunately a little difficult to have people sort food from home. And that is the bulk of what we do here. That being said, don't be afraid to reach out, kind of touching on what Kim just said, because she was bang on with it. Like, if you have an idea of something that you can help us out with and you want to reach out to us, by all means. I know during the summer, I had some students that were from actually one of the local colleges that were in a graphic design program, and she had time on her hands, so she offered graphic design skills to us. Another one is doing public relations research, different things like that are little research projects or whatnot. If you're a coder and you feel like building us an app, by all means, like, reach out to us with those ideas. If you do have something that you're wanting to do volunteer wise, we're always looking for stuff like that too. But our general opportunities, yeah, they're all in person.
Awesome. Thank you, Pauline. And I believe for the folks within this room, the presenters within this room, the opportunities with PIN, the volunteer opportunities, the opportunity for Snow Angels, that's in person. You'll be shoveling snow for your neighbors or community members. And with Food Bank, it's mostly in-person food sorting and sort of on-site support. And then with Seed, who wasn't able to present today, but their food delivery program is also mostly in person. However, with Sam, with the Sustainability Office, I believe everything that they are promoting are virtual. And I also would like invite you folks who are not currently in Guelph to still connect with Guelph opportunities and organizations, because a lot of the volunteering opportunities are virtual now. And even though you don't have that on-campus experience, being local with Guelph, you can still connect with your Guelph community through virtual volunteering. And PIN is a great resource to access, because PIN has a database of all the opportunities that's virtual right now. And you can find PIN's website in our announcement that we made so far. And also connect with us with Student Volunteer Connections, which is your on-campus volunteer hub. And we work really closely with PIN, and a lot of the opportunities that we promote is directly from PIN's database. So reach out to either of us or Sam, and if you're interested in other opportunities and you want to speak to an organization directly like this, there's also 2 more virtual volunteer fair information sessions tomorrow and Thursday at the same time from 1 to 2. And we shared our event schedule at the beginning of our announcements, where you can see a full list of all the opportunities, and you can register for those events as well. All right. Doesn't look like we have any more questions. There's still 8 folks in the room. Please send in your questions. This whole space is yours right now. Yeah, ask away. And as you come up with some more questions, I'm just going to ask folks in the room to see if there's anything else they want to share or chat about from the presenters. Okay, Pauline.
I actually do have one other thing. I think one of the questions you had asked at first was about connecting with places. I'll be super honest, one of the greatest ways to connect with us is actually through the PIN website. Gotta love all of the post opportunities that they have up through it. So if you want to browse the opportunities that we have available here, it's a really great resource. Or you can email us, but PIN has the summaries.
Great. Thank you, Pauline. Yes, that's definitely a good start. Like starting with SVC or starting with PIN, these are the folks that have access to a lot of different opportunities that can help you like connect to the or select the ones that might be more fitting for you. So we're actually here to get to help you figure that out. And then at the same time, like Kim has suggested, really ask yourself those questions of what you're looking for. Anything else from the presenters? And also from you. There's still 7 of you in the room. Feel free to drop your question in the Q&A box. And if you're still listening, I just want to do a quick promotion. We have an activity that's happening at 3 p.m. today, so in about an hour, working with the on-campus radio station with CFRU. If you're interested in interviewing and about radio or music or podcast, this is a great opportunity for you to get involved, to learn some interview skills, get to meet with the volunteer coordinator, Jenny, who is an amazing resource about anything radio or anything, even arts in general. She's a great person to talk to. So if you're interested in that event, again, please click on our link for the event schedule for Project Serve, and you can find that event link in that schedule. All right, so just doing a quick plug-in because we can use a couple more volunteers. All right, if there's no more questions from you folks or any more comments from the presenters, I will end this event a little bit earlier than our plan because we are missing one presenter, but I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of you who participated in the audience, but also more importantly, all of the presenters who have shared their time with us and the great information and opportunity within your organizations. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for everyone else to be listening in. We're signing off now, but if you are interested, I will also see you tomorrow or Thursday. Bye.